Happy Monday! It's Entyvio Home Infusion Day. Why am I so excited about Infusion Day? I'm really not. This is just my way of getting through it. It's Monday and I'm starting the week with an infusion. Now, how do you look and feel this happy on an Entyvio day on a Monday? As you can see, I took an energizing shower. I already did my makeup. I'm wearing one of my favorite outfits. It's super comfy. My dogs are clean, the house is clean. It's a very nice environment right now. And really the only good thing about Entyvio Day was the fact that my husband would spoil me rotten when he's here, but he's not. Hashtag Army wife life, right? But my neighbor is coming over even if an hour later, so that's okay. I mean, the first half hour is probably just the nurse trying to get my vein if she has some bad luck trying to get it on the first try. And then she has to mix the medication, and that probably takes about half an hour, so it's okay. Okay, that's much better. I got my selfie stick here. It's hard to do this the entire time. Entyvio Day for me is me day. That's why I like to pamper myself, especially if my husband's not home, then I take extra good care of myself. So I feel pampered. Besides, I don't know what it's like for you. If you're on Entyvio or wherever on Remicade or are still on Remicade, let me know your experience. For me, Remicade would make me feel sick anywhere between 3 to 5 days. Entyvio, it's about maybe a day or two. The most it's ever made me feel kind of is about maybe 3 days. The thing is that sometimes I don't feel any symptoms. Sometimes I feel perfectly fine. So I think I'm well enough to do some, I'm feeding them, other things when in reality I should be resting. Let me know, do you rest on Entyvio Day or Remicade Day? Or if you're on Humira, if you're on any other sort of biologic, what's it like for you? Do you rest? Do you go immediately back to work? Oh boy. Everything is set. All I have to do is super hydrate for today, so the veins will be nice and plump. Just treat today like any other day, except know that you're gonna feel sick at the end of it. Had to take a moment to brush Luna outside for a little bit. I don't know if you can see some of the hair that's sitting outside, because you saw me, I cleaned yesterday and I just pulled all that hair out of the floor, just Swiffering this area, and you should see her pillow. The day after bath day for Luna is shed day, so I brushed her outside, got this much out of her, and there's still more on her pillow. I think I'm just gonna leave her here today. Look at all that hair, this is crazy. This is the weirdest infusion I've had in the past 5 years, 4.5 years, more or less. My first 3 years of experience with biologics, I went to an infusion department at a hospital. I always had the exact same 2 nurses, and sometimes there would be a third. It was always scheduled for a specific time, and it would always last 3 hours. Unless I had a reaction, then it was probably 5 or 6 hours. But then when we moved here to Hawaii, I was switched over to home infusions, and it works very differently. I get called a week in advance to schedule me, ship out the medication, I store it in the fridge, and then 24 hours before my infusion, I get the time that the nurse is going to come over. This time there was a very big mess with my authorization being expired and the refill being expired and scheduling me for the end of the week because they couldn't come over at the beginning of the week. And yesterday they called me at the last minute telling me that they are going to come today. So I finally got somebody to come over 2 minutes ago. Just got a call telling me that they're having a situation. I'm guessing that must be something with the patient. It has to be a complication. It has to be, because that's the only experience that I had where things would delay. It's because a patient had a reaction or something. So they're telling me they're having a situation and they need to know if I'm available at a later time. Honestly, I separate Entyvio Day completely for me because of complications, because of schedule changes, because maybe I'm not feeling well, etc. So I always make this day completely available for infusion day. So I said yes, but this means that I have to talk to the person who's coming over and see, is this going to be a problem for you? Do I need to call someone else? Oh, this is by far the weirdest infusion day I've had since I moved here a 1.5 years ago. But hey, there's always a first time for everything, right? I'm just taking advantage of time as always. My vlog is almost done. I already have a load in the dishwasher going. I'm going to now disinfect the kitchen, do the dishes that have to be done by hand, and I guess I'll take care of the fish tank because there is something I had to do yesterday. I didn't get a chance to do it between chemistry and I actually have to put more water in there. So I guess I'll just do what I didn't have time to do yesterday. That's what extra time is for, right? I don't think it'll make much of a difference if I don't show you before and after. Let me show you real close what this is like. This one has some burned food on it that doesn't come out with regular soap and water. This one has some stains right there as well as burned food. And this one is the same, like it has some water spots that don't come out and some burned food on the edges. That was some muscle work. Why go to the gym? Just clean the house. You'll get the same workout. Look how shiny. See, now all that stuff came out. Some of it is already just discolored, so that's as good as it's gonna look. The water spots I showed you before, they also came out pretty well. Again, this one is already, it was damaged when we got here, so I just try to not make it any worse. As you can see, it's almost like new around the edge. And then this one got the water spot out. It's also fairly scratched. Looks so much better, doesn't it? Look how shiny. I still haven't gotten a call back to tell me whether they're coming at, what was it? 2:30 or 3. So if they don't call me by noon, I'm gonna call them and see what time I should be telling people to come over. In the meantime, I'm gonna prepare some more good water for the saltwater tank and then set up the nurse's station because a nurse is coming for sure, just now we don't know what time. There's someone walking around the fence in my backyard. Anyway, I took my blood pressure because I'm starting to feel kind of drained, but not the kind of drained where you're just simply tired. It's the kind where I feel I'm about to collapse. And I thought, oh, maybe my blood pressure dropped again, but it was actually normal. It was 102/73, which is okay for me. My normal is 110/70. I didn't test my blood sugar because I'm pretty certain it's fine. And I remembered that just this weekend I got my test results back from the blood work my doc sent. My vitamin D levels are still fairly low, even though I'm taking supplements. And I did read that vitamin D deficiency is one of the causes for fatigue. So since it's not my blood pressure and it's not my blood sugar, it's not really anything I can control or anything that's really gonna kill me, I'm just gonna push through. But just know that right now, if given the option, I would actually take a nap. Okay, here we go. If you've never seen this before, you haven't seen my last video, this is my makeshift nurse's station. This is my collapsible IV pole, as you saw already. I bring out a new trash bag, completely empty. That's just the disinfecting wipe I use to clean the table. That's for all the stuff that the nurse is gonna throw away. This is my sharps bin. This is where all the used needles go and all the biohazards. Then this is all the stuff the pharmacy sends me so I can keep it home for my infusions, which is why I put it in here. This is my pharmacy. And then here is like stuff that you don't need. My, oops, this is empty. My anaphylaxis kit, and then an extra fluids bag. Then here you got the saline solutions needles, tubing, and wraps, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I don't know what it is. By the way, if any of my nurse friends are watching, please give me some advice as to how to store this more efficiently, because at the beginning I was just leaving this in all of these bags, but it's just kind of getting a little out of hand, and I'm going to keep getting supplies in the mail for as long as I'm on this. So if you have any tips on storing these items, this stuff, please let me know. Something else that comes in my medication shipment is my pre-meds, which now I don't have, and I'm going to ask when I call at noon, because again, I still haven't gotten a call, if I can probably just get some over-the-counter stuff at the pharmacy or at the grocery store and pre-med by myself, because what am I supposed to do? It didn't come in the mail. The one thing I do have is the lidocaine, which I'm so grateful for. I showed you in my last video the Entyvio from January. It was the first time I had lidocaine with me, no instructions, so I just did the best that I could. And the nurse who came that day told me that I could just slather my arm with it and just make a big mess and just cover everything. And the only reason I have that now is because my arms are getting a little tapped out. Too much scar tissue, the veins are curving or whatever that is. And I have a lot of scar tissue on my hands and my wrists because I've been in and out of the hospital since I was a kid. So kind of running out of veins, out of IV sites, and now they're experimenting with this and this. The lidocaine I have to put on about an hour before I get stabbed, so I have to figure out when are they coming, because I'm not just gonna put that thing on and have numb arms for hours. I'm gonna get cracking on lunch and give the pharmacy a call. Got a confirmation at last, actually straight from the nurse I contacted because the pharmacy never called me back. She confirmed that she'll be here at 4, which is 3 hours later than I had been scheduled spontaneously for just yesterday. I messaged my neighbor, she lives right there, literally right there, to see if 4 would be okay, because she said she'd be able to come at 2, and now I'm telling her to come at 4, which means she would be out of here by 6, which is a really big difference from 1 to 3. Since I have so much time now, I think I'm just gonna work on a promo for my home business, my other home business, not the tutoring one. But oh my gosh, yesterday's vlog is really taking a lot of time. I mean, a lot of time. I know I mentioned yesterday, the more footage I have, the longer it takes to edit, which is very true. But I'm also adding new elements to it. So I'm doing like collages in certain areas where I detach the audio, and then I do a sort of presentation kind of thing, like a PowerPoint thing. I'm also adding clips from past videos, and because my computer was malfunctioning, I emptied my hard drive, and it's an external hard drive, something that I want to use right now. I haven't even done the promo I said I was going to do for my other home business, and I really should do that. I also got so distracted doing that stuff that I forgot to hydrate. This is all the water I've drank today. And I also have to pre-med in about 45 minutes. Okay, does this ever happen to you? You go somewhere thinking about something that you're gonna go get, and then you forget what it is. I, for the life of me, cannot remember what it was that I was gonna go get. Infusion's done, and I didn't record anything. I'm so sorry. Last time I had my infusion in January, there was a practicing nurse or a nurse in training who was learning to start an IV in different places, so I didn't want to record and make her more nervous. I also don't want to put out there that this person is learning to do stuff, you know, so I let her be. I didn't record anything. This time there was a very stressful day for my nurse, and then things didn't really operate like they usually do. Like I said, I didn't get my medicine in the mail. I'm falling asleep, and my nurse had to go pick it up. Then she was telling me why she was the one who was here instead of the one who was scheduled, and what had happened in the morning with another patient. Again, that's not really stuff I can put on the internet. I'm so sleepy. And my neighbor came over. She was the one who was accompanying me today. There was really no recording opportunity for something that was really infusion related. So really, you would have just seen 3 people talking, or 2, because I was falling asleep. But here's the aftermath. I got the IV spot that we usually get because the new IV spot did not take. I actually got a little bit of a bump there when she was trying to flush it because she was getting blood return, but she wasn't able to push through. Ow, that's sore. She was able to push through. She actually told me to ice it. I might have a bruise there, but she did a good job. It's just, I know I'm a hard stick. Anyway, I need to take a nap, so I'll see you guys in a few hours. I feel like I got hit by a truck. I know it looks like I'm naked. I'm not. It's just I took the sleeves off because it's attached and uncomfortable. I didn't think I'd sleep that much. Something happened with my IV pole that she couldn't put it back. Like that got stuck, the little wheel on it. And it's supposed to be super easy, but it was stuck. This is all the stuff that she used. Tubing. This was under my arm. Her gloves. There's the IV bag of the saline syringes that she used to flush the line. A lot happens during that time. My sharps bin, I just gotta close this up. She put everything away back in here, organized it in a way that works for her. Usually I don't have this trash because of course, since the box arrives in the mail, I unpack everything, it goes straight into the recycling bin, you know, so I don't have that much trash to deal with usually on infusion day, but it's fine. Fingers crossed that my infusion in May I'll be able to record, so I hope to see you guys then with my next nurse, maybe her, maybe someone else, and I'll set everything up nice and professional and record. You guys can see what goes on during that time. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you and all of your support. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I did it backwards. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends and family. Just reaching out to everybody out there in the inflammatory bowel disease community. Maybe if you get infusions, whether they're magnesium, iron, blood transfusions, whatever it may be, you sit down every couple of weeks with something in your arm, let me know. People also in the military spouse life, as you can see, my husband wasn't here with me today, and this sucks. I wish you were here, but it's fine. You know, you got your army family, and if you're experiencing this too, let me know. Share with people you know in the military world. See you guys tomorrow. I hope you get some rest. I will definitely get some rest.